Hey, so if you didn't check it out already, I have a video for the Taurus sun child, all right, or just the Taurus child. But this is more in depth. This is not. It's going to be short, but it's about the moon. Why do you want to know your child's moon sign or a child's moon sign? Especially if you're a caretaker, and again, like, I do these videos for anybody, or maybe you are a Taurus moon, or maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you're an aunt, uncle, grandparent, whatever. All right, so you want to know someone's moon or a child's moon, especially when you think of children and the fact that children need a lot of emotional development, right? And they need a lot of nurturing, and they need lessons. They need to be taught how to navigate the world. But the moon, the sun, is how you exert your energy. The sun, it might be your likes, it might be your dislikes. The sun is going to be what people do, right? So typically, even the sun, you're like, even if a person doesn't resonate with their sign, the sun is what they do. But the moon is why. Why did that child react that way? Why did that person react that way? Is your moon. Why? And that's going to get you the answer. So a Taurus moon child, they like stability. They like comfort. So these are definitely children. You think of the moon and the emotions and things that make you, feel at home or at peace. So the Taurus moon child, a lot of them will be really attached to items, kind of like how Taurus can be attached to items in general. But it's not because they're very, materialistic. I mean, some people can take it to the next level, but it's more so because they feel comfortable with those items. And so sometimes a Taurus moon child will have an attachment to something really random, and you're like, well, why do you care about that little bear that's like torn up? Why do you care about that beat up old little truck? But it's because it makes them feel comfortable. Another thing about Taurus moon children is they like to feel safe. And what I've noticed, and I have a Taurus moon child, so I notice, even if they're very outgoing, they don't feel safe in unknown spaces. In unknown spaces, Taurus children are more perceptive about their surroundings, and they're very perceptive of whether they feel safe or not in a surrounding. And so it's very important for all children to feel safe, but especially for your Taurus moon child, for them to be in an environment where you are, providing them with the skills and tools to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel nurtured, to feel taken care of. Okay? A lot of them will, also anyone likes surprises. That's good. But you don't want to tell a Taurus moon child that you're going to do something and not do it. Whereas the Taurus sun person might be more like, oh, you said you were going to do that and you didn't do it. Okay, well, the moon is your emotions. And so that's why sometimes these Taurus moon children might throw tantrums, because you said you were going to the mall today. Where are we not going to the mall today? Because whatever they're about foundation. Taurus energy is about the foundation. And so even a child or a person who doesn't have that much Taurus energy in their chart, when it comes to the emotions and how they feel, and anything that stirs them, you're going to have to watch how you are, what you're saying to them. If you're promising something, they're going to expect it, because they're about the foundation. Taurus is about what is practical, what is visible, what is seen, what is there. And you can't promise a Taurus child something without kind of materializing it. Like, if you say they're going to get something, they want to see it. Okay? It's not like a Pisces moon child, right? It's not like a Cancer moon child. A Taurus moon child is an earth sign, and they want to see it. They want to do it. Another great thing I think about moon Taurus children, they're very creative. They're very creative. They like to create things. Your moon and Libra kid can be like that too, but I think Taurus is different, where a lot of Taurus children, they're really more in tune with, some of them, like nature, or they love being outside, or they love things that are nice or pretty. They like to create things. Whereas I feel like Libra can more so appreciate beautiful things. So Libra might collect a lot of cute things or nice things or beautiful things. But your moon and Taurus kid is more practical, so they're more hands-on. So they like art supplies. They love crafts. Because remember, you do things. They like to do things, but that's what makes them feel comfortable. And so even if you have a moon and Taurus child who's pretty active, or might be very hard to kind of, tame, whatever it is that they like to do stuff with their hands. Sometimes some of them it's surprising, but some of them can be too antsy with their hands, and they always have to have something to do. But it's because they're earth, and and they're the moon, and they're they want to physically feel connected to things. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes it different than the Taurus sun child, who the Taurus sun child might be foundational. The Taurus sun child might be practical. But the moon in Taurus child needs to feel that. They need to feel like the rules you're giving them make sense. A lot of moon and Taurus kids will challenge your rules if they don't make sense. That's Taurus in general, but a lot of the moon, because remember, the moon is your emotions and how you feel. And so if you've made a Taurus child feel like something does not make sense, they might challenge you. Sometimes even more than the Taurus sun child, because remember, this is about your emotions and how you feel and how you're directing, that energy. One thing you could teach your moon and Taurus child is like, sometimes they have to be more open to different ways of things getting done. Okay, yes, the schedule got changed today. You have to do so much maneuvering with the moon and Taurus child, right? Like, okay, we're not going to the mall today, but we're gonna go tomorrow. Or we're not going to the mall today because you gotta rationalize more to the moon and Taurus child than you might have to a different sign child who's gonna be like, okay, whatever. Like a moon and Aries kid might say, okay, we're not going today, well, I'll find something to do because I'm adventurous and I always have to be physically active. Whereas your moon and Taurus child expected that to happen, and now and especially a child, because children's emotions are not regulated. As an adult, our emotions are not always regulated, right? And so, but especially with children where like they haven't learned that yet, you really want to make sure that with the moon and Taurus child, you're reasoning with them. You're teaching them how to handle disappointment or changes in schedule in a very mature way. All right. And some of them can be pretty stubborn. Again, when they like something, they want it the way they want it. And you have to understand, it's not always that the moon and Taurus child or person is trying to be difficult. It's literally that's what makes them feel comfortable. And so you might say, moon and Taurus child, you need to clean your room up and put that in the corner and put that there. And your moon and Taurus child might do it not how you told them to, because they might feel more comfortable with that there. Because if that's not there, that's going to scare them and there's going to be shadows. You know what I mean? How kids have they're not kind of irrational sometimes, but the moon and Taurus child is going to tell you why in their mind it's rational. And they're going to peep very early if something doesn't make sense to them. Another thing is, even if you have a child, whether they're outgoing or shy, your moon and Taurus child, they're going to be very vocal. Or maybe it's just mine because hers is in the first house. But they're going to be very vocal about what makes them uncomfortable. I don't like that. I don't like that food. I don't like it that way. Or you might tell moon and Taurus child to do something a certain way. And kind of almost like moon and Aquarius child, they might do something different. Well, one, they're fixed sign. Moon and Taurus is a fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. And so again, it's very hard sometimes to get them to see things your way. So with a moon and Taurus child, you have to teach them kind of get them on your side or get them to understand where you're coming from. You have to use reason and logic. You have to show them what you're talking about. They have to physically see it. And then a lot of times they'll be like, okay, I understand now. But just floating abstract ideas in the air and all that stuff is not necessarily always going to work with the moon and Taurus child. Now, again, that's not to say that they can't have a vivid imagination. I have one. She's very, very imaginative. But she kind of has to know things. Like, why is that happening? Well, why can't we just do it that way? Well, can't we just do it, and it's because they need to feel comfortable in their surroundings. And as they get older, they're going to understand how to navigate that energy more. But it's your job to make sure that you're helping them deal with changes in things, deal with changes in schedule. If something doesn't go the way they want it to go to, how do you teach them how to then navigate that? All right, so that is it for the moon and Taurus child. Please be sure to also check out the sun and Taurus child in the playlist for children and astrology. Thank you for watching.